Hello, and welcome to the Absolute Beginner Guitar Lesson Series. My name is Oliver, and today's lesson is lesson number 4. If you have your guitar out and you're all ready and tuned up and you have something to write some things down with, let's get into the lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on notes on the B string. So we're going to be working at learning how to identify notes on the B string. And specifically, we're not going to identify every note on the B string, but we're specifically going to be working with notes that are in the C major scale. So it's important that you know the C major scale, and if you watch the previous lessons, you probably have that written down somewhere. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the open B string. And when I say use the term open, what I mean is when a string is played and there are no fingers applied to the fingerboard, the string is known as open. So when we play that B string, if it's tuned up properly, we'll get the B note. So that's our very first note. And I want you to write down B in a capital letter equals open string. So anyway, we have the open B string. So what we're going to do here is we're going to proceed with notes that are in the C major scale. So the open B, is not the first note in the C major scale. It is, however, one of the notes in the C major scale. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sort of pick up the scale from the open B. So the next note we want to play is the note C. If we're playing B, the note C is a half step above the B note. And on the guitar, a half step is 1 fret. So to go from B to C on the guitar, we must go up 1 fret along the same string. That's a half step. So we're playing the open B string, and when we go to the first fret, that is considered going up a half step, or even moving up 1 fret. So the open B is our first note. Our second note is the C note located at the first fret. And what I want you to do is I want you to play this note with your index finger. So find that note at the first fret, play the note with your index finger, and say the name of the note, C. So that's our next note. And what I want you to do is put down on your paper, C equals first fret. So we're on the C. The next note we need to locate in the scale is D. So our knowledge of music theory tells us that from C to D is a whole step. We're at the C note on the first fret of the B string. So we need to move up a whole step to get to D. So that means we're going to move up 2 frets. And we're going to move up to the 3rd fret. And we're going to play this note with our ring finger. And this note is D. So that's the next thing I want you to write down. D equals 3rd fret. So we're at D. The next note of the scale is E. Well, we know that from D to E is a whole step. So we need to go up 2 frets from the 3rd fret on the B string to the 5th fret on the B string, and we have E. So E equals 5th fret. For the next note of the scale, it's F. So we're at E, we have to go to F. And from E to F is a half step. So we only have to move up 1 fret. We're at the 5th fret, so we're going to move up to the 6th fret, and we have the note F. So write that down. F equals 6th fret. The next note of the scale is G. So our knowledge of music theory tells us that we're at F, and from F to G is a whole step. So we need to move up 2 frets from the 6th fret up to the 8th fret. And now we have G. The next note of the scale is A. So we're at the 8th fret at G, and we need to go up to A. Well, it's a whole step from G to A, so we have to move up 2 frets. So we're going to move up from the 8th fret on the B string to the 10th fret on the B string, and we have the note A. So A equals 10th fret. The next note in the scale is B. We're at the 10th fret A. We have to move up a whole step to get to B. So we're going to move up from the 10th fret A to the 12th fret, and we have the B. So B equals 12th fret. And at this time, I want to point out something. If you look on my guitar, you'll see that there's 2 dot inlays on the fingerboard at the 12th fret. And those dot inlays are there specifically to indicate the 12th fret. And on the side of my fingerboard, I also have 2 dot inlays that indicate the 12th fret. Most guitars have some sort of indication for the 12th fret. The point being that the note at the 12th fret is an octave above the note that of the open string. And just to really go back quickly, we started with an open string. So 12 frets higher at the 12th fret is the octave note. So now we're on the B note at the 12th fret. And finally, I just want to finish this up with the C note. And we're at B at the 12th fret. And we know that from B to C is a half step. So we're going to move up from the 12th fret, 1 fret up to the 13th fret. And we have the C note. So C equals 13th fret. So that's the basic information. There's not a lot of material here, but it is important that we practice. So what we want to do is we want to try to find ways to sort of make it interesting. So that's it. That's the lesson. In the next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to start learning some chords. So put in your time, put in your work, and I hope to see you there. Peace.